G'day and welcome back for more Scrapyard survival. And step one today is drop this turret down one block and then see how it looks. A few people did mention that maybe I should have made this so that the turret itself doesn't turn, the whole cab itself doesn't turn, but just the weapon inside. There's not a lot of room for that. But also, I kind of like the silliness of this. So I'm going to stick with it. Let's go grab the telehandler so I can pick this thing up and off and get this fixed up. I've got a few locations for some carriages, so I want to get on the road soon. Means I need to get cracking on this design work. There we go. That looks a little less ridiculously proud on that point. It's still going to be super silly with it spinning, but I kind of like it. The next thing I need to do is add a camera on top of the... Oh, gun. Assign the camera. Well, there's some situational awareness that's lacking, but it works. Ish. It'll do. It'll do. Now we need a few spiky bits, and then I need to grab a couple of these cars and try and turn them into cargo carrying, and then I can probably get on the road because I can think about other things that I want to add as we go along. But I've got these 3 coal cars, and they're the ones I was thinking of turning into cargo carrying things with the medium cargoes on board so they can fit some ice, and they'll be the first few cars that are on this. So I think that's probably enough. What I've done is I've added some blast door blocks, which sort of might, maybe in a rare chance, provide a little bit of cover for anyone sitting in those seats, because that's mounted above. And I thought that might add something to kind of pair with this shape that I put on the thrusters up front. And added just a few bits of spikes, mainly to the turret, because I think the turret actually wears it better than this locomotive going backwards. Because the thing that's throwing me about this is that the locomotive is backwards, and so a lot of my design ideas kind of feel like they want to poke the other way, and then that'd feel weird on this one because it's right behind the other locomotive, but it is what it is, and I think I'm pretty happy. I've piped up the linkage down here. The conveying runs through the middle of this front section. So I should now be good to go and get those carriages, but I might turn myself around so that I don't have to do that once I probably decide to attach the carriages before I should. So, turnaround time. While I still can. So I think my hitch may be on. Oh, and my thrusters are on. Yikes. Okay, this is working better. Oh, I think the parking brake is on. On those wheels back there. I'm going to need to build a helm or something so I can unlock that parking brake. Attach this boombox before I go grabbing things. Put it in the bar as planned. Oh, speaking of the bar, we've got a few more plushies up here. Got a bunch. So we got one from Gem, Ropey is Mopey, Gonagon, Vassir, me. Nice. Any other things appeared out the back? What the? What? Hang on. That's impressive. That's really impressive. You put this logo rotating above your bar or right of scraps here, that would look cool, I think. Austria, that is really cool. I'm really impressed. I will find a spot for that. I think a bar. I like the idea of being on the bar. Not going to get distracted by that now, though. But I am going to do that. That's very cool. All right. Oh, poop. I don't think I've loosened those carriages yet. I'm going to have to climb up there first before I do this. So for these coal carriages, I'm not really expecting to do much in the way of styling for them. I'm really just wanting to get the cargo containers on them, maybe some armor on top and some seats, and then pipe them up so that they can connect through the hitches to all the other ones, so that any ice that's collected can get stored in these. What I might also want to do, now that I'm thinking about that, is possibly set up Izzy's on a script on the train so that these cars are the ones that get prioritized for being filled with ice. But I'm not sure that's going to be strictly necessary. All right, we'll just start with these two and then I'll get that third one if I have enough cargo containers to do it. Don't think I do. So at the moment these are mounted on short suspensions, so I've got to switch them out for the long suspensions and make them the same wheelbase. So that probably means lifting them up on a piston. I don't think these have any batteries or anything on them, so I'm going to have to add some batteries too. Gonna grab a little battery first. Just going to temporarily attach it on the outside because I'm not sure exactly where I want to put these right now. I think in this case it's just going to be a straight swap for the wheels, but what I will probably do is reduce the friction on the front set so that we've got so that it's easy to pull through. Let's drop these ones down. Friction to, let's go 15%, please. The other ones can stay as they are. I think that's the same height as the locomotive. Seems to be. Then I can start gutting out the middle and trying to get the conveying in. And I just got to duplicate it on the other one. So for the conveyor line, I think probably the most straightforward way to handle this is to cut this out along here. Go straight up and then go in at this level. Just going to cut more than I need just for now so that I can more easily get stuff in there. Let's hop inside and cut through. I need to get rid of these little jaggy bits. So while they do a good job of simulating a bit of coal or something in here, not really practical for my purposes anymore. How many blocks do I have in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I could put 3 medium cargoes down the middle and then still be able to build a blast door top on this. So that could work quite simply. I then do have enough room, possibly, or not quite. I was going to say do have enough room at the end to put a battery in, but not quite. Like a bigger battery. If I do it that way, it's not going to really work. Well, the battery can actually go right in the middle here. That'll add some nice weighting down a bit lower. That'll hopefully be helpful. Should just be able to use the telehandler to get this in there and then I can push it into position. I'm hoping this doesn't explode. Hoping. A little worried it might. Hoping it won't and gonna chance it anyway. Obviously I could do this with the crane, but it's not out and about. The telehandler is. Okay, and... oh, can I get an angle? Drop. Not quite how I wanted that to land, but it'll do. A lot of these came with ladders so that I could easily get inside. Now I should probably weld up the sides of this. Even though I do like the style of it having various bits cut out. Not exactly the best from an armor perspective. I'm going to use conveyor junctions in here because there's significantly less risk that I place a corner the wrong way if I don't use corners. It's funny that. But it's so easy to misplace the armored corner blocks, the armored corner conveyors, I find. Oh. Oh dear. Oh. Well, that puts a little bit of a dampener on my plans. I'm out of motors. I'm actually not going to be able to do what I'm trying to do. Oh, that's so annoying. Oh, that is so annoying. All right. Well, in that case, I should probably take the crane out because I can carry more goods with it. And it's going to be a case of grinding a whole bunch of stuff down. Put the telehandler back and I'm going to have to go... I don't have a choice. I have to go look for some motors. Oh, welcome back into service, crane. Let's empty you out first before I go. Which way to go? Like it's daytime. I love the tail whipping around back there. Because I'm out here looking for components, I probably should have brought the... oh, there's something this way anyway. I probably should have brought the, what's it? The trailer. Because if there was anything that I wanted to collect, I can only bring home one thing this way. Oh, might have to just get creative. What do we have here? Remains of a car. Don't see too much on here that's going to be block-wise what I want to take with me. A couple of motors in the cockpit, a couple of motors in each of the suspensions. Okay, that went a long way. That just got ejected. And I thought these things were meant to make the drops less dangerous, not more. There are two main things I need to do once I've got the train ready to roll. I need to go collect the other carriages that people have made. And I need to go and take advantage of some openly accessible basic assemblers so that I can get the proper ammo. I should really just be focusing on the motors, shouldn't I? I can't help myself. I've almost ground down the whole thing. I just want to finish it now. Here we go. Onward! On something with plenty of motors. Ooh, truck and some other remnant of a truck. Okay, these might have a few motors in them. Just got to look for all of the conveyor lines. Oh, actually, I think the big truck, the flatliner, does have some conveyors in it. And each of those cargo containers there just did. That looks to be all though. I think you've got some conveyor lines in you that might serve well. Yep, here we go. And each of the cockpits do too. Alright, and the suspensions, and that's it. Oh wait, heat vents. Full. The heat vents at the front. Aha. Sneaky hiding motors. I think the rest of this is just plates apart from those solar panels. Any solar cells in them? One in that one, one in that one. What about this one? And just the one. I've got a few solar panels at home, but I don't have enough cells for them, so I figure I'll take the cells from these ones on this journey, since I'm collecting mainly components. I'm not easily set up to carry those things back home. So I may as well grab the componentry now. Right. Whoops. That was a mistake. So how many motors do we have? 51 so far. That's pretty good. Probably want to get 150 odd, I guess, to make sure I've got enough. Maybe just use up the daylight. I've already lost my heading. That's unfortunate. Oh. We'll go that way. Should be about here. I think I'm about right. 5Ks though, so I could get wrong in that distance. Well, there's something to my right. And it's got a wind turbine, which means it's got motors for that. I think this is one of the tower things. It's the first one I've come across. I might have used one of these as a base if I'd found it at the beginning. Let's grab the outhouse first. Is there a couple of motors for the toilet? Put down. Ooh, it almost fell over. It would stress me a lot more if it was toward the truck. Okay, so on the inside we've got a kitchen with some motors. We've got the door with a couple. Unfortunately, armory lockers don't have any. Kitchen having 6 is pretty good. Oh, the doors have 4. Those aren't bad at all. And when you think about the fact that the small grid, large Atmos take 96, I think, motors, the 50 I've found so far don't sound so much. It can take a long time to collect enough motors to put together more of those thrusters. There we go, 8 from the turbine as well, and that is now gone. And we continue. Is that a plant or is that a scrap? I cannot tell. Can I tell from my camera? No. That's a scrap. Yeah, it's gotta be. Yeah, it definitely is. But is that the truck that I just left before? Have I just looped straight back to it? No. Ooh, medium cargo. Should probably grab that. Right, done. Collected. Anyone would think I'd had some practice with that. I didn't read the distance, and I think the heading was this. Not sure. Oh, is that a tree? It is a tree. I thought the tree might have been some scrap. It was catching the sun. Oh, that's something. Okay, there's a bit of a farm thing. Maybe there's some stuff there too. Into that. Okay, what do we got? In this camper, we have a survival kit. Didn't have any motors in it, but maybe a few of these suspensions will. Don't see much else in here. Oh, the battery. I'm using up a lot of batteries. I should probably take this battery home with me.
Inventory
Sorry. Oh,
full.
oh no! Just ground down a motor. It's like, oh, the landing gear, the mag plates on the top, they have motors in them. And then I ground one down instantly. Because I'm just being careless and quick. How much grinding I'm doing, I'm just doing it as quickly as I can. Not being super cautious about, well, not being remotely cautious about any of it. I need the crane for that. Yeah. That doesn't look like it'll be in enough of, like it'll be repaired well enough that it'll have a motor in it, but let's check anyway.
Inventory full.
Well, the conveyor pipe doesn't. And the rotor has 3. Okay. If I died, it wouldn't have been worth it, but since I didn't, I guess I can say that it was. Alright, that looks to be everything here that would have motors. Grab the crane and I'll pick up that battery. What I might do with any of these batteries or other bits that I find that I want to keep the block of, I may just merge them together and carry them with the crane as I drive around. It's probably going to be the easiest way to do things. Don't bother locking them onto the truck at all, just have them connected to themselves and attached to the end of the crane. Oh. It's like, why can't I see from my searchlight? That'd be why. So I've got my crane slightly deployed. What have I found here? Oh, pipelines. The angle I was approaching them from, I couldn't figure out what on earth they were. Now, have you got any motors in your pipe section? Let's find out. No.
Inventory full.
No motors. How sad. I guess this is where some people might be thinking, see, Splitsy, I told you. I told you you should grind down everything you find as you go along. You never know when you're going to need it. To that, I would reply, no one likes a know-it-all. Probably laughing about that much as I say it too. Stupid hindsight. Oof. Oh, hello. There's a bigger bit of scrap over there. Let's head there. Those industrial units might have a fair amount of motors in them. They've got a lot of partially constructed conveyors and things like that. Oh yeah. This could be a good find for my purposes today. Let's go have a look. There's definitely the wind turbines, so that's 8 up there. Oh, right. And yeah, and this little guy. This little rover's going to have a few too. I'm not going to bother saving these batteries, even though I've literally just said that I regret not collecting everything as I went. Ow! Ah! Jeez. Amy's really trying to murder me with those today. Okay, so the cargo container has 4 motors in it. That's not too bad. Door's got 4. I just got to get up to the turbine now. Oh, and it's this warehouse. At least the doors are going to have some motors, but I don't think there are motors in any of these storage shelves. So we'll just grab the doors and be done with it. Still 8 more. They still add up. And hopefully there's a kitchen in this little building over here that's going to give us some stuff. 1 motor from that. No. Okay, just the door. Okay, where am I at? How many motors did I manage to get? I got 1 more bit of scrap I can see. There's 14, 95, 98, 128. That's pretty good. I actually got pretty close to my 150 target. I'm kind of chuffed by that. I wasn't anticipating I'd actually meet my target. I was thinking of it more like a stretch goal. There's something 3Ks this way, and I might spot some more stuff as I head home. As it's getting dark, I think that's unlikely, but it is possible. Ooh. I found a bridge, a railroad bridge. To have a railway car on it. Oh. Again, still doesn't... Oh, I found 2 railroad bridges? 2 sections. Yeah. Oh, this one's got 3 cars on it. What's that got on it? This one's got nothing on it. Okay, so let's climb up. Okay, in terms of motors. Now, I am going to scrap this thing for parts. I'm not going to try and bring it home. Am I? Am I? Do I try and bring these home? No. They're just pipes. Ow. Whoops. Am I going to try and bring these home? Part of me that kind of wants to. Not sure why though. Not sure what purpose they would serve. I've got enough rail cars. You know what? I'm going to see if they survive falling off first. Once the server restarts. Okay, so we got some strength on the wheels now. What happens if I push? My truck's not in the way, is it? No, truck's over there. What happens if I push while using... Nope. I think the parking brake's on. So let's turn brake off. All the wheels. Try that again. I push. Come on. Ah, really? Now I'm just determined to throw this off the thing because it's spoiling my plans. I really can't move this. Okay, at this point, I am just wasting my time. Ah! Ow. Alright. Sadly, even turning the friction down to 0 on all the wheels, I still can't move this thing. I don't understand why. I should be able to move it. But yeah, it's not working. Like, friction 0, strength's up, braking's off. It just won't move. And I've wasted enough time, so I am giving up. I am realizing that none of these hinges have a motor in them, so I've just got to get the landing gears, and that's all the good stuff from up here, unfortunately. At least, maybe one of these solar panels has some cells in it. Oh yeah, 3 solar cells. That's all. Yeah, that was very disappointing. Okay. Because that was so disappointing, I am going to do something. It's going to make me, and hopefully those of you watching, a lot happier. Let's just get some clear distance and get the lights in the right spot. So I'm bringing down this bridge. Okay, that should land on there now. Get rid of this. And then 3, 2, 1. Oop. Timber? No. Ow. Timber? Oh dear. Oh dear. That worked out exactly like I was hoping it would. Oh! 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 Hello! Hidden large flatmos? Hello. Hello, hello, hello. I'm taking you with me. Did not see you before. Huh. As it turns out, being a bit of a gremlin and messing with things like this worked out to my advantage. Merge these together. Then merge them to the battery. Okay, merged. Let's grab it and I can go. That's quite a nice find. It's such a glorious way to find it too. Gloriously stupid. But if it works, it's stupid and it works. Well, it's still stupid, but it works. Head on home, see if I spot anything on the way, but if not, how many motors did I end up with? 129? Oh, I must have put some of the motors that I'd taken out of the landing gear on the rail cars into those flatmos. 129? I think that's pretty solid. Passing the Odyssey on my way home, which is flashing from time to time. Oh. Oh. Oh dear. Doesn't look healthy. I wonder if I would have rolled it. Or had another clang explosion. Oh dear, that doesn't look healthy at all. Home sweet home. I'm sure I will never need to go out and collect motors again. Totally, definitely, absolutely, without a doubt, have all of the ones that I'm going to need. I'm so going to need more. Back the grain up. Sweet. Ah. Terrain LODs. So cool. Have some flatmos. I have no purpose for them right now, but I like the idea that I have them. Actually... I don't have a big purpose for them. And unless I come up with one, I might consider trading those to someone who does really want them. For a bit of supply of some stuff that I do need, like motors. And I think just motors. Yes. It is a potentially valid idea. Could even get a bidding war going because they are pretty rare, so I imagine a few people might want them. I will think on that though, because that feels a bit mean. Just need to... So, while I'm thinking about it, let's clean up the ZMR on these coal carriages. Zebra Monkeys Railroad. Okay, makes it stand out a bit more. So, how is... Oh, right, I need to finish off the conveying before I start trying to put containers in there. Get so many bits. Sweet. I've definitely got enough to fix up this carriage and the next one. It's fantastic. Good. It's lighting up green. That's mean I'm connected all the way through to that junction. Let's do this end. I also slipped a couple of blast door blocks in there. Just for yet a little bit more weight down below. Probably not going to make much of a difference at all, but figure it's worth doing since I've got that access to it anyway. I never used silver armor, but I was just looking at the wheels and them being all rusty. And I'm like, rail wheels, rusty. Shouldn't they be shiny? And that made me think of shiny and chrome, and yeah, why not? Let's make them shiny and chrome. Yeah, actually, I don't hate that. This isn't the most glowing endorsement. I actually kind of like it. I know the tires make it weird, but you know, it is what it is. Okay, so that's conveying done. Both are green. Let's get some cargo containers in there. Make sure they're empty before I try and do that. Oh, actually, let's name them before I put them in. High above my head, and in it goes. That's one. We'll get two in there to begin with. Make sure you're empty too. Really, that's... Dang. Should have done this before I put these in here. Just realized I should probably put a redundant conveyor line down. Oh wait, no, the battery blocks any redundancy. Never mind. Now this only needs to be the smallest of conveyor lines because the whole thing's just going to be for transferring ice. Oops. Let's try that again. Okay, so merging this on, it should be there and there. Oh, I shouldn't have done that way. What am I doing? Why would I do that way? The cargo containers themselves need to all line up to one another. There we go. Let's try that again. That way. That's how it needs to be. Oh, come on. Come on. Alright, fine. I'll use the proper rotation controls. Let's try to be lazy. Now, for this one, I do want the cargo, the conveyor points going to the side. Because I'm thinking I'll use them as my small cargo points to put on there. Actually, I don't need small cargos. I can just use small connectors. That'd work heaps better. Yeah, because what I was thinking of doing was cutting out a hole would be there. Let's go check what that looks like on the outside. Where is that? Oh. Oh, actually that could work. A small connector in there. My conveyor line in. And now, I'll just lower this down so I can actually reach things. Yeah, that actually works really well. It's possibly a little too subtle, but I can put one in on both sides, and I can put one in on each car. They probably won't need to be used all that much, and hopefully we'll have a better cargo access somewhere else on the train that's a much easier one for everyone to use. But at least these are there just in case. Okay, one more cargo container, then the blast door top. And that carriage is finished, and then I can just do it all again. Hope I have enough motors. It's handy that medium cargo containers are light enough that I can manhandle them. It's convenient, I should say. Oh, did this wrong. That could have been a disaster, depending on where on this train this carriage ends up. Which reminds me, I'm definitely going to need to remember to test the conveyoring before we head to the pole.
Energy low.
Very easy for that to be very wrong. Oh, there is a downside to putting a whole lot of blast door blocks on top of this. Yes, it will protect the cargo. This is also quite high up. This is actually higher than the top of the locomotives. Maybe I just put them down the middle and specifically cover the cargo containers. Just reduce it a little bit. Ah, stop it. Let's just do it. I think it's done. I think the carriage is ready. Didn't take me too long, thankfully. Oh. Grabbed a few too many steel plate for finishing off those blast doors. I need to empty my inventory. Alright, carriage number 2. There we go. Go get some scrap. And let's test to see if this whole thing is conveyed. Can the scrap go through? So, if I go from this connector... Do I have anything up here? Oh, I need to go from all the way in the turret, don't I? Can I get access to any cargo on the turret, though? I don't think I can. Alright, I'll just go from connector to connector. Yep, they're all good. Conveyoring is successful. Alright, I think I'm going to leave it at that, and I'm going to go to my first destination. Okay, I got a few locations. Are any of them close? 54, 102, 111, 118. Oh dear. 54 is the closest. Oh, this is going to be a test. This is going to be a test. So my idea was I'll go collect one of the cars and then I'll come back, set up my charging array before I try and go to anything far away. Oh dear. Looks like we're going far away to begin with. Alright, I need to make sure I bring enough materials to make wheels and other things like that. Where can I put these? I don't really have anywhere to put this. That's a bit annoying. So I'm going to need some sort of storage on here. Was thinking of using connectors, but these look better. I can get them to snap on somewhere. There was a part of me that at one stage was thinking, oh, why don't I just use barrels for all of the... Oh, I should have this up the other way around. I need to be able to access it from the ground. Why don't I just use barrels on all the storage? It's a very good reason for that. Because that would be pain. Having it piped makes getting stuff on board a lot easier. Makes me feel like we might actually collect something. Now, obviously, these are not intended to be permanent, but I just thought they'd look nicer for the moment. Okay, so grab stuff for wheels. Need to actually grab some large steel tubes as well. Everyone's fit out. All of the carriages that people have made are fitted, but they may not have their wheels fitted. So they probably have the wheels built, so I shouldn't need to build the wheels, but just in case, I'm going to bring a few bits and pieces. Let's grab some computers, small steel tubes, some steel plate, construction components. I can ditch the ammo and money in there. Let's see how many hours of drive time I've got. Because if I don't have enough, I'm going to have to deal with the charging first. So it says 2 days while I'm not moving, and while I am moving, 3 hours. Okay. Oh, right, I need to fix that parking brake. Need a remote control. That's going to be the easiest way to do this. Actually, a helm would probably be easier. Across here. Pop a helm down if it'll let me. No, why? Why can't I place a helm? Maybe I can do it on the roof. There's a part of me that's tempted to leave this here. I might for now. So, handbrake is now off. Now I should be able to drive. Yeah, now the wheels are working. Oh, this is going to be epic. I don't know how many cars I'm picking up, but this is going to be epic. Oh, That's the stuff. Yes. Road rage is on the way. I'm going the wrong way. Going complete wrong way. So the goal of this journey is to pick up the first carriage and in the process slowly get the wheel settings better. Like for one, we need higher strength on most of the wheels. So it's getting a little bit roll happy at the back there. I'm so happy with this. Just so happy. And the turret on the second locomotive is back just far enough that I can use third person properly, which is great. So I was a bit worried about that. Now I'm not using any subgrid wheels to propel this at the moment. This is entirely being done by that first locomotive, which I think is okay. Oh, it gets a little bit of a tank slapper going on. Yeah, there's a bit of a wobble that happens. It kind of amplifies. This thing's going to look like a snake going across the ground. Looks like all the people who were by the battery have moved on. Do love that the solar panel was added to it to make it survive forever. That's great. There's a part of me that wants to do this without the HUD, but then there's another part of me that knows that if I do that, I won't know what speed I'm going and I will end up crashing badly. I just realized a potential problem. I might actually be going a really bad way. Not sure. I think I'm closer to the South Pole, so I think I'm okay. But I'm heading north. I'm heading north and I'm traveling for more than 50 kilometers. There's a chance I might be heading towards the snow and ice a lot sooner than I planned, which I'm going to have to be very mindful of. But it could also mean that this journey will end very soon, because I'll be like, nope, can't do this. Got to turn back. Head on home. Might need the thrusters for this hill. Let's see. Slowing down. Slowing down. Let's get the thrusters on. Doesn't take much. Just a little tap of a boost and we're good. There is a risk with me driving this a long way. And that's that I get attached to it. If I get attached to it, I might have to come up with some plans to make the train have a much higher chance of success in this journey. Because I've been planning around the idea that it's got probably something around a 50-50, I reckon. That might be a bit... that might be a bit more than it actually has, but I'm gonna stick with 50-50. I may have thought of something I can do which doesn't require much work, just requires a few flatbeds that could significantly increase the survivability of this thing. So one of the ideas I had all along was to be able to ditch the turret trailers. So I'm picking up a couple of turret carriages right now. That's what I'm heading for. I think the first one I'm heading for might be a turret carriage. We'll find out when we get there. It might be a drill carriage, I don't know. But I think I've got a couple of turret carriages that I can pick up. But on top of that, and I was planning on ditching those so that they would grab the attention of any drones and occupy them for long enough that the rest of the train could get away. But I may have something even more suitable and perhaps even more Mad Maxy for us to do. If I use a flatbed and I make some little rovers for people to drive off those as soon as we see enemies, so they drag the attention, they drag them away. So the idea is that they drive as fast as they can away from the train as soon as an enemy is visible, while everybody else loads up onto the train to get out and people load up into those carriages to be left behind. Then the carriages can be left as distractions if they're needed. But hopefully those little cheaper rovers would be a better distraction. So they wouldn't need much battery, they don't need a gun, they don't need anything fancy. They just need 4 wheels and to be able to move quickly. I think I've got a pretty solid idea of how to design that. And because we've got a survival kit, anyone who takes those can still join us back on the train after they've done their daring distraction play. I think I want to do this. I think I want to build those. What I'm hoping is I can get 2 little rovers on each of the flatbed cars, because they're a bit longer than these coal ones, I think. And the best part about this plan is there are so many moving parts, it can't possibly work out exactly as I imagined. Something's gonna go wrong somewhere in it, and it'll probably be funny. This was a terrain feature I was not expecting. I'm almost halfway, and there's a giant mountain range in my way. Guess this will be an early test of the train's abilities. See if I can get through this. Though it does look like I could maybe go around, but I'm going to try and go over. Frost as it handles this hill quite well. One of the benefits of us making this planet bigger than it was actually intended is that most of the hills are actually a lot smoother than they would be at its proper size. So it makes these mountain ranges quite passable. Main challenge is how steep the slopes are. Oh. Oh, why game? Why did you hitch just as I got ahead? That was... Oh, my heart just sank so deep. Okay, there's more mountain range. I might stick to the left of that. Stick in the dunes. Oh, this looks steep. Now, steep down is probably more dangerous than steep up. Actually, it's definitely more dangerous than steep up. Because if I'm not going dead straight, and even if I am, my ability to brake and slow down is minimal. Braking is probably where I most want, downhill braking that is probably where I most want the subgrid wheel control script. Because then I can get the carriages to pull me back, rather than the engine, the locomotives trying to push back as the carriages are all stacking into it. Now obviously the easiest way to have done this would have been just to fly, pick up each person's carriage and fly it home. But, I've mentioned before, the reason I wanted to drive this is just to get a better feel of how the train handles, where I'm going to need to use the thrusters, how much of a turn I can get away with, that sort of thing. And just do it under zero pressure environment like this, where I get to drive a long distance, I get to take my time, I just get to learn how the thing handles. In the hope that then when I need to drive under pressure and under stress, I'm less likely to flip it instantly. I'm starting to regret not putting solar panels in those coal cars. Because I think I could have fit a panel in each one on the top, just for some trickle charging while I go around like this. It's actually been handling reasonably well at 25 to 30 meters a second, which is not quick, but it's not slow either. Not super, super slow. These Voxes base be on this side of those hills. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. It's not. It's on the far side. Pretty sure. Yep. Dang it. So many mountains. It's gonna be so much worse going to the other side of the planet. Which is what I have to do for the other cars that have been prepped so far. Ooh, okay, don't get air. That could be bad. That was potentially very risky what just happened then. Oh, what? What is this right at the end? I'm so close. And yet, this is getting worse. Oh! Oh, I can't believe that worked. I can't believe the train held together then. Sure, I thought for sure hitting that tree mid-jump was going to be... That was it. I was done. All this planning, all these ideas for naught because I got a bit excited and went a bit too quickly over a hill. Hey, I can see Vox's base. Just have to get down this horribly... Uh-oh. Very horribly. Very horribly. Slow. Steep. Oh, jeez, that's steep. That is so steep. Try and hold it together. Try and hold it together. Alright, roll it. Go, 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 go. Oh, if I hadn't picked that straight away, I was going to be going 50, 60 meters a second. Oh, that hill was thankfully shorter than I thought it was. It was about as steep as I thought it was, but it was thankfully shorter. Alright. 55 plus kilometers traveled because I did not travel in a straight line. And I'm almost 54 kilometers from home. Now, where is Vox's rail car in amongst their base? Ooh. I see it. I got out the wrong side. It's going to be quicker to run around. Okay. They've gone with a proper turret. Oh, yeah. Got some seats in here. We got some space. Got some room on the top for someone to be ridiculously crazy and use their rifle. Will definitely not end well. Awesome. Now, does this have power? Oh, yeah, it's hooked up. Cool. Let's unhook. And the battery's off recharge. And now, I can actually just drive this caboose into position. It looks like it's still on the short suspension, so I'll have to fix that. Which is fine, because I recommended for people to just leave it on the shorts and that I would fix it when I showed up. That is as intended. Now, I'm a bit worried about the front end of this. It might have to get shaved a little bit, because I'm worried that might collide with some of the other carriages. There is a part of me, after having driven as far as I have, that is tempted to lift up every single carriage on this and make every single wheelbase 1 meter wider. But then there's another part of me that goes, rule of cool, it's got to stay as it is. It's broken, but how it looks right now is kind of the most fun. It still looks a bit like a train, whereas if I make it too wide, it'll look like a toy instead. It's a bit unfortunate that I wasn't able to come and visit and pick up people's rail cars while they were actually home, but the tyranny of time zones. Okay, and attach. Hinge off, hinge off, hinge off. Oh man. Oh yeah, look at that. That's a train. It finally has more carriages than it has locomotives. And it's going to continue to grow. So next week, I'm going to build the charging station for this. That's literally going to be a station. I'm going to build the decoy buggies. And I'm going to collect the rest of those rail cars. And then it'll be time to organize for when we make this journey. So there's all that and plenty more to come. And I will see you then.